I was like Travis in the sense that I was the biggest Apple fanboy on the planet. I went to Macworld conventions.
Ugh.
I bought the first iMac with the snow globe. That was the computer I had in college. Like, I mean,
Yeah, I like Apple.
love Apple.
And I hated them when the first time I used Apple was for Tough Crowd.
Mm-hmm.
They had Apple computers in the office, and that was, I guess, 2002. We started writing that, like November of 2002.
Mm-hmm.
And it was on the other side of Windows. Everything, like the Windows was on the right, Apple's on the left, whatever. I hated it.
Dude, I would sit there and I would watch. Bad story. I would sit there. I would sit there and I would watch these Apple press events when Steve Jobs was hosting them. And this is back when the streaming was shit. So you'd have to sit there, like the internet would have to be wired, like you'd have to make sure it was perfect. And you wouldn't be interrupted. I would wait all day. No spoilers, just so I could sit there and watch Steve Jobs go, oh, and one more thing. Because when he said, oh, and one more thing, that's when the big thing, he innovated something, and he'd go, here's what we got now. And you'd be like, oh, shit, one more thing. It was awesome.
I forgot I used to just watch, like, live updates with blogs just posting pictures and information. You would wait until they would upload it at night.
Did you ever do that, Troy?
Never.
What were you busy doing?
Cool shit.
Like fucking chicks?
Fucking chicks.
Not me. I had lots of
I'd rather use the phone I bought to fucking empty a load somehow.
No, I would sit there, and you're right, they wouldn't stream it live. They would upload the thing later. So I wouldn't let Travis tell me what was going on. I'd sit there, not read any coverage, and I would wait until the press conference got uploaded so I could watch it with bated breath and go, oh my God, look at this laptop, look at this computer, look at this iPod.
And this was back when it was just Steve.
Just Steve up there.
Yes!
Exactly.
Apple.
It's just Steve Jobs. There was no. Here's the #1 app developer fumbling through his presentation, hitting the buttons too quickly.
Tim
Look,
Cook is a
some
dud.
changes are fine.
You talking about Eddie Q?
I'm talking about Eddie Q. Talking about Craig Federici.
He's a handsome dude.
He's handsome. Okay.
Get some Apple products.
Yeah, we have-
This is a credit card. You can buy stuff. Cash back.
We have our financial developer, Craig Schenkel, here to talk about Apple Card is what it's called.
It's going to be good too because we're going to have like an Apple TV service where you can kind of pay to watch programming that we create.
Craig, did you drink a whole bunch of milk before you came out here?
I do. I eat milk and cheese for breakfast.
Oh, God.
I like Gouda cheese and Swiss cheese. We can do like a whole thing.
It's too much dairy.
It's good for you.
No, it's not.
I like a lot of cheese. I drink like buttermilk. I drink buttermilk. And I like half and half of my coffee. I like to have like a bowl of cereal with like buttermilk.
You ever have ice cream for dessert?
I love ice cream. I eat a lot of ice cream, like really creamy gelato.
I see. And thick cuts of cheese?
Yeah, thick slabs of butter. And I like to have a big piece of cheese every time. Like when I'm going to bed, I first wake up, I eat a big block of cheese.
Craig loves dairy. Wash it down with a milkshake.
Yeah, I love a good milkshake. I'm real thick.
But yeah, it was just Steve Jobs by himself going up there and innovating and wowing everybody.
Yep.
And it used to be the whole show was about the product, right? You would leave there going, nothing is bigger than the product. That was just the way Apple operated. That when they announced the iPod, no, even Steve Jobs himself, no one person or band or anything was bigger than the iPod. And even when they did bring on a celebrity, the celebrity would basically just be there to bow down to Steve Jobs and the iPod.
Right.
Always.
I got the iPod. Are they still selling?
No. They don't do classic iPods anymore. I mean, you can get them like...
an iPod mini, but now you don't even need that with fucking...
No, there's no iPod minis. There's no iPod.
They still sell an iPod. The last refresh was in 2015.
Right.
And then there was a rumor that they were going to put out one last week.
That would have been dope.
Well, yeah, because like kids use them.
Right, because that way you don't have to get them a phone. You don't have to get them...
Exactly. It's perfect. We got my daughter one like years ago.
You don't have to worry about her...
texting.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So this one, though, I'm watching Tim Cook up there. And he's just letting half the company give a speech. And they have no business being up there. Some guy is up there wearing a fucking jumpsuit like he's a fashionista. I don't know what that guy's doing. First they announce Apple News Plus. And they say, we're reinventing everything. Wait till you hear this, Jim. How many magazines do you read?
17 a week.
Exactly. Everybody loves magazines, right?
I like People. I like Us.
Yes.
I like Newsweek. I like Time. I like the Playboy articles.
If there's one thing in
Popular Mechanics. I like Highlights.
that's right, highlights.
Just to see what the kids are doing.
I see.
Scouts.
If there's one Scouts.
Yeah.
If there's one thing in
I
2019,
like Jet. I like
Jet.
Ebony.
okay,
See what my friends of color are doing.
that's a weird way to phrase it. If there's one thing in 2019 we need, it's better
Good
access
housekeeping.
to magazines, right?
Harper's Bazaar.
Harper's Bazaar.
Vogue.
So Apple's big announcement was that
Cigar aficionado.
you like that
I
one.
like that one a lot. See who's smoking what cigars.
For $9.99 a month,
I like Billboard.
they're giving you access to a whole bunch of magazines.
It's good.
300 magazines
Perfect.
for $9.99 a month.
$10 a month just to read magazines. That's not at all an asshole thing.
You know what the biggest asshole moment of the whole press conference was? Tim Cook is up
Sorry, Tim. $10 a month to read magazines.
$120 a year for access to magazines.
God, what a fucking asshole.
Just go to the website. Just go to the website.
Someone was pointing that out
Stand in the airport.
on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, here's an ESPN article for free, and then here it is locked behind Apple News Plus.
Yeah, just read it on the website.
Yeah.
Or just look at the headlines on Twitter. The trending topics are all
You don't
there.
even need these articles.
No, they're on the house. And then they're sitting there, though, right? First of all, they fill the audience with celebrities this time. Every celebrity imaginable is sitting in the audience. So they show, look, you get 300 magazines.
300.
And this is how you know, too, that Steve Jobs is so dead.
You know what my favorite magazine is?
What's that?
Milk Monthly.
Like,
So they do updates on milk. There's a centerfold, a big picture of a glass of milk.
what could the possible updates on milk be?
Just like things you could do with buttermilk.
Like what?
Just make ice cream out of it.
Oh.
Or how to let it get nice and lukewarm and drink it in the morning.
You don't want it cold?
Now, I like to put it between my couch cushions.
Cushions.
The couch cushions if it's too cold.
Sometimes is it hard to talk because you got some phlegm built up in the back of your throat?
A little bit sometimes,
I
yeah.
see.
I have
I
a
see.
straw, I just drink my buttermilk.
I see. This is how you know Steve Jobs is long dead. This guy comes up. He's introducing the magazine thing. And he goes, you have access to over 3,000... 300 magazines.
Oh, my God, what a fucking...
And it's like, oh, way to oversell to start. But they show all these magazines that are available, and the douchiest thing I've ever seen. Go ahead.
Nothing. What do you think I was going to say?
You had many options.
I had one. I just didn't do it.
Go for it.
What would you say?
I mean, I'm looking, and he's introducing the magazines, and then I see the douchiest thing I've ever seen. It's just predictable.
I know. That's right.
There's so many different angles to go in, and you went with the
There's
really.
there's no other angles. Give me 10 other angles. Go.
You got a room full of douchebags here.
Exactly. There's 3 of us. I'm not a douchebag.
Then why'd you say there's 3 of us?
I meant people. There's only people. 3 people.
I said room full of douchebags. You said there's 3 of us, and then
True,
you said
I
I'm not a douchebag.
I misspoke.
You did.
Yeah. Troy's cool.
Nice, dude. Troy's a cool. No, the douchiest thing. The douchiest thing was Jada Pinkett Smith in the front row. The camera goes to her, and as they're announcing magazines, she just mouths, "Wow."
Oh.
You're going, how could you be amazed that in 2019 we
You're
have
married
access
to Will Smith.
and you're amazed at access to digital magazines on an iPad?
Wow. 300.
Wow, 300 magazines. And of course the guy is like, and the photo layouts on these magazines just look beautiful on the iPad screen.
Garbage.
Garbage.
Yeah, and fuck your eyes up. How about a way to read the iPad where it doesn't hurt my fucking eyes the way a Kindle is good for you? How about
No.
you find out a way to turn the shit backlight off on the iPad when you want to read?
You know what they said?
Fuckos.
Your eyes are fine.
Did I say that?
No, they didn't even mention it. But here's where I really just completely lost all hope. I mean, Apple has decided.
Oh, she has a show.
Of course
produced.
she does.
Ah, there you go.
This is why Apple has decided that instead of being like a company that goes, the Think Different. Remember Think Different was Apple's whole thing?
Yeah.
And they would do things almost obnoxiously different. Like you just couldn't have access to this stuff. They just
Yeah.
wouldn't do it. At the cost of money, they're just like, nope, we're going to
Nope.
control everything.
Yep.
So you figure out that the reason all these celebrities are in the audience is because they all have shows on Apple TV Plus.
Yeah.
Apple has this TV subscription service where they have a whole bunch of shows. and they just parade celebrities out one after the other to pitch their TV shows.
Right.
They got Steve Carell, they got Oprah, they got Jason Momoa, they have Jennifer Aniston, who's like, oh, I decided to return to TV because of this project. No, it was because they give you a whole bunch of money.
Yeah.
And what else is going on, really? You know, just celebrity after celebrity after celebrity.
J.J. Abrams.
J.J. Abrams was out there, and oh my God, this J.J. Abrams. I go to myself, oh, good, J.J. Abrams is here. Finally, maybe there's something that I'm going to be interested in the subscription service. J.J. Abrams always comes out with the coolest stuff, and he goes, I've partnered with Sarah Bareilles to write a show about what it's like to be a female singer-songwriter.
Oof.
I'm going, JJ, what are you doing? Lens flare, Alien, Attack, 80s, VHS, something. Give me
Where's the twist?
Where's the twist? Travis, you know how much I like a twist.
You love it. You're a great twisty guy.
That's why I love it. Law & Order SVU. A twist. Every commercial
Yeah.
break, you get a twist. But instead, you have J.J. Abrams pitching Sarah Bareilles, singer-songwriter TV series.
Sounds awesome.
It's Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg.
Oprah.
Who, by the way, 2 months ago is shitting all over Netflix, saying these aren't real movies, and going, "Oh,
Now
but-"
he's doing Apple
Of
stuff.
course, he's doing Apple. And Tim Apple, after Oprah,
This might be successful.
I'm sure it'll be successful, but it's destroying Apple as a company. The foundation of Apple as a company is over.
Not longer, because now they're playing catch up on all the products.
100% catch up.
They don't have a fold up screen yet.
Tim Cook comes out.
Who cares about it?
I
I
care
love a
about
fold-up screen.
I want fold-up
No,
screen.
I mean, nobody has a fold-up screen.
Samsung
No, but
does.
they should have one first.
Samsung
Why should they
has
have one first?
That's what they were always doing with everything. They invented the whole glass thing.
Well, technically, they had it better, not first.
Yeah, I will still.
They popularized it.
I'm still fine with better instead of first.
But they're not going in the direction of better. They're going in a
they're
direction
pivoting
of
into a completely different company.
just trying to get as much money as humanly possible. Tim Cook, it looked like he was in tears when he came back on stage because he couldn't believe all these celebrities were around him. He was just bowing down. It was a celebrity circle jerk, this Apple press conference.
Sickening.
It was like every celebrity here, the Apple was down at level 19, and every celebrity was above Apple. And then they go, you know what's great about Apple TV? And you go, what? And what did Apple used to do? How did they always used to quality control? They would make sure that everything was in a closed system. Some people hated it, but it's how they had quality control. If you want
Sure.
Apple TV, you need to have the Apple TV box, right? If you want to use Mac OS, you need to have a Mac computer. You know, all this stuff. They announced that Apple TV is going to be an app that's available everywhere. Fire Stick, Samsung TVs, Roku.
That's probably smart, though.
It's not smart.
Why?
I mean, it's smart
So you could see Apple TV everywhere.
if you just want to make your subscription money, then sure. But if you're actually trying to make something that is like, you look, everybody's got their subscription TV models, everybody's got their digital viewing platforms. We're actually going to make one that we can control and make sure that it's better, make sure that it's actually fluid, make sure that it works. You can't just allow it to be on every device. That's why all these other devices are bootleg.
So now anyone with a green bubble can watch the same shows as me?
Yes,
I don't like that.
exactly.
I don't like that
I
at
hate
all.
green bubbles.
Yeah.
Bro,
That's how you know you're better than someone.
Sure.
it's fucking Fire Stick. Fire Stick. You can watch Apple TV on Fire Stick. There is nothing special about anything on Fire Stick. If your product is available on Fire Stick, it's not that special. Apple TV, special. Not anymore. It's on Fire Stick. SiriusXM is probably available on Fire Stick, but we've never been that special, you know?
Yeah, I know that.
We're not, right? Yeah. But Apple TV was supposed to be the upper echelon.
Yeah.
Right? Apple TV and Apple, it was supposed to be like, yeah, not everybody has access, but it's king of the castle. Now, it's just another thing. I see Reed has been writing me a whole bunch of notes. Is he upset about what I'm saying, or does he agree with me?
I don't know. I can't read his notes.
Well, let's get the Reed report.
Read. Go in there.
I want Travis, you got the Reed report stinger for me?
got it, hang on.
Okay, I need the Reed report on this
Why
because
is he writing notes?
he writes notes on the phone screen.
I never saw one.
I mean, they're there.
They're usually about you.
Oh, is that he wrote that in the bottom right?
Yeah.
I was wondering. Okay.
Yeah, they're very helpful. But a lot of times they say, fuck Jim. He doesn't know what he's talking
I
about.
understand.
So
He's not wrong.
I tell him to keep those secrets between us.
Notes were a little long.
Are you with me on this or against me?
I'm not really with you guys on this. I'm not with you guys on this. Not.
Tell me, Reed.
I feel like everyone loves to shit on Apple because they're the biggest company, but in reality,
I never shit on Apple when they were the biggest
That's
company.
not why I shit on Apple either.
I've been the biggest Apple fanboy forever. But what brought them to being the biggest company was a way of doing business. Now they're completely changing the way they do business. So why would we assume that they're going to continue to be the biggest company?
You know why I
Reed's using
hate
the
Apple?
Hate us because they ain't us.
no. What I'm saying.
No,
what
they
I'm-
suck because they change their plugs every fucking time to fuck you out of money. They've just become really.
Also, they still don't do
cunts.
that color-coded photo thing.
I wish they did.
That's a real
assholes.
bummer.
What I'm saying is, I would
And
want
that
them.
people keep hacking the cloud.
Not really.
Every day.
Every day.
What I'm saying is I would want them to make new products. That'd be all really nice and good. But what they're trying to do is, I mean, it would be awesome.
It'd
But,
be cool if they were still an innovative company.
but let's not pretend like if they start coming out with new products, so many people would be like, oh, these are overpriced. I don't need this. Like, what is this? Like,
Sure, but you still buy it.
But you can't come out with an iPod every year. That is a generational
No, but
type
you
of
can
product. An iPhone is.
Come out with them every generation, which time for a generation has passed since the iPhone came out.
Yeah.
And I understand, but what they're doing is they're trying to become a lot more like an Amazon, where they don't
Exactly.
want to be just like a tech company. They want to be a life company. So they're trying to be in all aspects.
But they're never
going to
be as big as
But,
Amazon.
and then also not doing the other stuff. Like I get it, but they're not doing the products too. If they were doing the product and something else, I'd be fine with it. But they're not.
What they
products stink.
the service they announced, it's not better than Hulu. There's no reason to get that above Hulu unless you want to see Steve Carell and Jennifer Aniston.
I don't think their goal is to be better. I think they're slowly trying to incorporate into every aspect of your life. This is like a 30-year. Maybe I'm
Yeah, but
conspiracy theory. This is a 30-year plan where every product you have in your life is an Apple product 30 years from now.
Yeah,
They
they
want.
go-
But you
that
already
way
have
forever.
You already have to be better because Google and Amazon are already there.
But what they're
And
leaning
Netflix.
on, what they're leaning on is one brand power, I guess, and that is a shallow reason. I get it, but they're also leaning on the trust factor, especially in terms of your data and your personal data. They're saying, "Oh, we're not going to share your data with other companies," and they already
probably
don't.
won't.
And they're
But
not
I
going
don't
to
trust
sell
them.
it.
I don't trust them to protect my data. That's why I don't use the cloud. I don't trust
And
them.
if they're acting just like every other company, why would you trust them more than any other company?